So now we're going to go through this code in our code editor, in our source code editor here. So at the very top, it's provided some libraries that we're going to be accessing, so some classes outside of this particular program, and this gives us ready-made functions to pass data in and return data to our program that we're creating. So our namespace here is Introduction to C#. That's what we named our project. And this is our class. So we have a class called Program. And within our class, we have a method. So we're required as part of the course to use an object-oriented language to teach this course. So we're using C# for that. There's many others out there. In practical terms, while you will be using object-oriented code, you don't necessarily have to know the full ins and outs beyond what we've covered in other classes about classes, methods, and how object-oriented programming languages differ to procedural. Okay, so what we can do something really simple in this program, and that's just basically output something to screen and then read something into a variable and output that onto a screen as well. So one of the classes that is available to us to allow us to do that is something called Console. So we type Console and then .WriteLine. Now as I start typing, you'll see that on the right hand side it gives me options I can go and choose afterwards. So my Console class has a number of methods available to it inside of the class of these methods. So I can just choose that using the arrow keys moving up and down, or I can click them with the mouse. The particular one that I need is WriteLine. We've got two here, we've got write and WriteLine. So I'm going to choose WriteLine. That basically writes a line and puts the character, a return at the end of the file. So we're going to pass the method WriteLine a parameter, and that parameter is going to say something, hello world. Okay, so I've opened parentheses. Because hello world is a string, I put it in quote marks. So I open the quote, put the string in, close the quote, and then I close parentheses at the end there. Now you'll see at the end where my cursor is, there's this little red squiggly line, and down in this error list down here, we can see that I've got one error, and the one error is telling me what it thinks that error is. And now most of the time, it does a good job of this, identifying what the error is and identifying it correctly. Other times it doesn't. It thinks it knows what it's doing, and it will pick out one place, but actually you've made an error further up the page, and you just need to look above your error, or the error that it's mentioning in, to see if you've missed a line or missed something out. So in this case, what it's telling me in program.cs on line 12 at column 45, it thinks I should have typed a semicolon, which is correct. In C#, the language requires me to terminate each line of code. Okay, so we've got console.WriteLine, hello world. So I'm going to run this program, and I'm going to do that using Control F5. So I pressed Control F5 on my keyboard, and that compiled the program and ran the program. So there we can see it says hello world, and then it's just waiting for me to hit the key, and it quits that line. Okay, so the next part of this is, or in the next video, I'm going to go through how to create a variable and then output that.